So in this next part of the video, guys, what we're going to do now is we created the roof previously there where we extruded 170 millimeters. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to focus here on these kind of like, I nearly call them like bay windows, but they're not 100% similar. They're kind of, you can see the shape of them here. So it says here, create a sketch on the right plane using the dimension shown. Note the location of the origin. So the origin is right in here. So what we want to do is we want to create a line here. A line here is going to be 55, and then we obviously have a center point arc here at the top. And then it's saying we're going to extrude it here, and I'll come back to this just to start the sketch though on the right plane. So once again, in this here, you can see here we've got the model. On the right plane, I'm going to select sketch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to my sketch tools. I'm going to start off with a line, but this time I'm going to use a different line. It's called the midpoint line. I'm going to select the midpoint line here. Now, it's a different line. I'm going to click on the origin. You can see here as I drag out, another part of the line with a mirror on the opposite side. Make sure it is horizontal. I'm just going to bring it onto this line. Happy with that. Automatically, it's allowing me to do another line. I'm just going to go straight up, and then I'm going to press escape. Press your sketch tab again. Select the normal line this time. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to do another line here. Make it the same height as that one. You can see there I'm after mapping them the same. And then I also want a center line that I'm going to do from the origin. And it's the same height as those lines as well. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is using my sketch tab. I'm going to go to my center point arc. I'm going to click on this one, the top there of the center line. Click over, doesn't matter which side, and I'm going to draw in my arc. And there we go. Now that's the shape that we want, and you can see there it's in the middle, but I want to apply dimensions to it. So, to get the dimensions, sketch, smart dimension. I want the distance for this line here, you can see it's 25.68. I want that to be 35. Note the shape of the doors got bigger. I want the height of this line to be 55. Now note here how the arc has changed. I want the height of this line to be the same as these lines. So what I'll actually do here is I can click on either line. I'm going to click on this one, then click on, hold down shift, press the arrow key above the CTRL at the bottom left, hold down shift and click on this line, and I want them to be equal. So you can select equal here, and note when I made them equal how this arc here is after going up now, and it's a perfect semicircle. So there we go. You can see it's fully defined. Now what we want to do is I'm going to refer back to our sheet. And it's saying here, it's a little bit of a different extrude boss base now this time. So it's saying here, select extrude boss base. And what we're going to do then is a condition. We're going to select offset from surface. Often here you might have blind or mid-plane, which we previously used. We're going to now select offset from surface. And in the face section here, you'll see a little symbol here. We're going to select this face, and we're going to set the distance to be 20 millimeters. Now, just make sure, obviously, merge result is ticked in this case. You don't always have to tick it, but we will tick it in this case. The majority of the time, it will be ticked. And we're also going to maybe have to select this depending on what's on our computer, and I'll explain about that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and we'll do the exact same, and it has to happen on both sides. So how we do that is, you can see our sketch is in the middle. So I'm going to go to my features, I'm going to go to extrude boss base. Now in our section here, you can see it's saying mid-plane at the moment, and you can see it's kind of gone out both sides. But what I want, instead of mid-plane, I want offset from surface. Now, nothing has happened at the moment. First of all, I'm going to change the distance here to be 20. And then, in this little box here, I'm going to select the face. Select the face. Now, note here, watch how far it's extruding. It's only going inside the object. And that is because, just based on the conditions that I have set up here in the computer, I need to reverse that. So, when I click reverse offset, it should, instead of being 20 millimeters in from the wall this way, it'll go 20 millimeters out the other way. So a reverse offset, and there we go. Now that's that side done. I want to do the exact same on the opposite side. I could accept that and just mirror the feature, but it's very easy here. I can use direction 2. So I'm also going to do it on this side. So select the direction 2 box. I'm going to select, instead of blind, offset from surface. I'm going to select the surface again. And it's very important I set that to 20. And once again, notice here how it's 20 on this side. This one is correct. Because I haven't selected reverse offset on this side, notice how it's 20 millimeters in. So select reverse offset. And there we go. It's after going out 20 millimeters on both sides. Select the green arrow, accept. And there is the side windows done. Okay, and we're going to rename that feature as side windows, not a bay window, sorry. Click on this, F2, side windows. There we go. And OCD kicking in there. I like capitals, looks neat and tidy. So there's our side windows. Now the next thing we're going to move on to, I'll just refer out to the sheet here. We're going to put in kind of the front door section, or they're calling it an entrance. So now we're going to sketch on a different plane. Create a sketch on the front plane. And the sketch that we're going to create, you can see it here, is a sketch here, 45 millimeters high. And you can see that the center point of the semicircle at the top is actually in line with the edge of the roof here. Really important. And so that center point is on this line right here. So that's what we're going to do to be able to create that. So we only need one dimension because we'll use that as coincident then. Okay, and then we're going to extrude boss base. Once again, offset from surface, select this base and a distance of 25 millimeters, and it will come out through the roof as well. So I'm going to start by selecting the front plane and sketch. We're looking straight at the object. I'm going to start off by doing a midpoint line. Once again, just about there, happy with that. I want to do a straight line up to here. You can see I'm going up to this line. And now press escape. Return to I shouldn't press return because I want a normal line, not a midpoint line. And I want to do another line up to here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a center line between the two. Hopefully this works now. Sometimes the sketch can be a bit funny. And I'm now going to do a center point arc from here, start here. I'll draw it over to here. And the next thing I have to do now is just add dimensions. So sketch, smart dimension, and as far as I know, I think I just have to do this one. This will be 45. And notice how it has moved out here. And note then our sketch is in the middle of our object. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go Features, Extrude Boss Base. Once again, offset from surface. Very important we select the correct face. So in this section here, now, I have to change the distance here. Instead of 20, we have 25. And then I'm going to select the face inside here. And it's very important then that after I do that, and sometimes, this is where sometimes on a sketch, I'm actually going to delete that. I'm actually going to delete, I'm going to go Sketch, Trim Entities. I'm actually going to delete that line. And I will do a center line like this, from here up to here. And what I will do is I'll give that a dimension at the top. Okay, now hopefully this works. So if I go Features, Extrude Boss Base, if I do Blind first of all, let's see if that works. Yeah, the blind is working. But I want to do Offset from Surface. I want to select, it doesn't really matter which side I go, and do this surface. There we go, it seems to be working now. There we go. For some reason with our sketch, just it seems to be we need like an open sketch there, so just be careful of that. See the way I did a center line going across there, so just be careful of that. So I deleted that little bit there, and I put in a center line going this way. Now I want the distance here to be 25, and very important, it's 25 millimeters away from this face, whereas I want it coming out from this face. So once again, select reverse, accept that for the green arrow. And there we have it. There is the object. Okay, you can see there, obviously we've kind of got the, I suppose that's the entrance now, so I'll rename this F2 entrance. And there is our entrance to the house. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now the next thing we're going to do, I'll just come down here, that is the entrance done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add on a roof. Okay, for the, or sorry, not the roof, the chimney. Create a sketch on the top plane this time using the dimensions shown. You can see here from the origin, I think it is, no, sorry, the origin is here, so it's on the left-hand side of the origin from the front of the house. I'm going to create, I think it's going to be a center point rectangle, and it's going to be 15 by 15, so it's essentially a square where all the sides are equal, and it's going to be 125 millimeters from here to here. So that's what we're going to do there on the next bit. Okay, so on the top plane, I'm going to select Sketch. Looking at the top of it, and I've got this side. It doesn't really matter. I could do it here or here. It just comes down to preference. I'm going to do it over here in this section. Okay, so I'm going to go into my sketch tab. I'm going to select a center point rectangle. Now I know we're doing a square. I'm just going to do it something like that. And what I want to do is I'm just going to dimension. You can go about it a number of ways. I'm just going to say this side here is 15 and this side here is 50. Absolutely fine. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to dimension from here, this line, all the way down to the line here. I want this to be 125. You can see there it's gone from blue to fully black, which means it is fully defined. So there's plenty of ways. I could have also measured one side, and I could have clicked on all of these, added a relation and made them all equal, which means then I'd only have to apply one dimension. But because it's a simple square, it's easy just to do two. Okay, so that's that done there. That now has gone through the object, or it's on the bottom face of the object, and I want to make a chimney, so I'm going to extrude that up through the object. So you can see here, we're going to rename it, in a minute. But what we're going to do is, it says there, using extrude boss base and blind end condition, we're going to use up to 120 millimeters for the chimney. So that's what we're going to do. So, features, extrude boss base, and we want to do blind condition, not offset. You can see here it's gone up. I could grab the handle and pull it up through like that, but I want it to be 120. You can see here it's just about poking out. I'm happy with that. Select it with the green arrow to accept. There we go. I want to change that to chimney. So I'll rename that feature as chimney. And there we have it. There is our chimney. I just have to get up there, guys, just to get the lights going in the room again. Now, that there, you can see here, is our kind of house taking shape there. Now, the only thing we want to do after this is we want to kind of shell out the house, to kind of give the inside of it, make it hollow. So, to do that, it says here, let's get the lights fully on here, guys, sorry. So it says here, creating the shell. So on the features toolbar, click the shell icon. And then what we're going to do is, in the shell icon, we're going to select the bottom face. You can see the green face underneath here, the underneath of the house. We're going to set the parameters to 5 millimeters and select that face. And we're going to shell it inwards, okay? That's what we're going to do. So, select the I'll go to my features first. Select the shell command, which is over here. Shell, if you think of it like an eggshell, it's going to basically shell it out on the inside and just create the egg around, and then the space inside is going to be hollow. I'm going to set the distance here instead of 10 to 5. And then inside in here, I'm going to select this. And I'm going to say show preview. And you can see there now, it's basically gone 5 millimeters. It's very hard to see there based on the colors, but 5 millimeters inside. Now, if I change that to something like 10, okay, won't work with 10 because it's probably too big. If I did maybe 6, 5 seems to be the only one that's working. Yeah, 5 is the only one that seems to be working there. So I'm happy with the 5. I'll accept that green arrow. There you go. You can see now we're after hollowing out the house. So the next thing we want to do, I'll just say, I'm going to call that house shell. I'll always rename my features.